Europe's young men on notice. Germany's military travel rule ignites fears of a new draft era. Imagine you're 28, German, with a job offer in Barcelona or a backpacking trip planned through Asia. Your bags are packed. Then you learn the government wants the army's permission before you can stay abroad longer than 3 months. Panic sets in. Social media erupts. Is Germany building a wall around its fighting-age men? This isn't dystopian fiction. It's the reality that hit Germany in April 2026, and it's exposing a continent-wide scramble to prepare for the unthinkable. The rule that shocked a nation. On January 1st, 2026, Germany's Military Service Modernization Act quietly took effect. Buried in the fine print, a revived clause from the Cold War era. Men aged 17 to 45 must now seek prior approval from a Bundeswehr, Armed Forces Career Center, for any stay abroad exceeding 3 months, whether for work, study, travel, or love. The Defense Ministry confirmed it. Roughly 20 million men are affected. The goal? Keep tabs on potential reserves in case of national emergency. Military service itself remains voluntary, no full conscription yet, but the tracking mechanism is now active even in peacetime. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Headlines screamed, "travel ban." Opposition politicians called it bureaucratic overreach. Young Germans flooded forums with questions. Do I need this for my Erasmus semester? My startup in London? By early April, the government walked it back hard. Defense Minister Boris Pistorius declared, "Everyone is free to travel and currently does not need permission." The requirement is suspended during voluntary service. A blanket exemption is in the works to cut red tape. Still, the damage and the signal lingers. This wasn't a mistake. It was deliberate modernization amid Russia's war on Ukraine. Why now? The shadow of war. Germany's Bundeswehr is chronically under strength, around 180,000 troops, far short of NATO goals. Recruitment has lagged for years. The new law also mandates a questionnaire for 18-year-old men on their willingness to serve, a soft nudge toward building reserves without full draft. It's not just Germany. Across the EU, the post-Cold War peace dividend is over. Russia's invasion has forced a brutal reckoning. Baltic frontline states, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia already run mandatory conscription for men, and in some cases women. Latvia ramped it up in 2024. Service lasts up to a year. Nordics, Sweden, Denmark, expanding to women in 2025, and Finland maintains selective or universal drafts with reserve obligations that can last decades. Southern flank. Greece and Cyprus enforce 9 to 12 months for men. Croatia reintroduced compulsory service in late 2025. No other EU nation has copied Germany's exact travel approval clause, but the trend is unmistakable. Registration, questionnaires, and readiness checks are spreading. In conscription countries, men of draft age have long needed clearance or completed service before long-term emigration. The difference? Germany made it explicit and visible in peacetime. Freedom versus survival. The stark trade-off. Critics rightly cry foul. In a free society, why should the state track young men like potential conscripts? It fuels brain-drain fears and echoes authoritarian controls. Social media memes compared it to Soviet-era exit visas. Defenders point to harsh reality. NATO warns Europe must deter Russia or face worse than Ukraine. If conflict escalates, a mobile population of military-age men could cripple rapid mobilization. Accurate records save lives, or at least buy time. Germany isn't banning exits. Approvals were always meant to be routine, but the optics are terrible. A democracy signaling that even voluntary service might one day demand sacrifices from its youth. What this means for you and Europe. As of May 2026, German men can still hop on that flight to Berlin or beyond without paperwork. The suspension holds while service stays voluntary. but the law remains on the books, ready to activate in a state of tension. This episode isn't isolated. It's a canary in the coal mine for EU defense policy. With Trump-era doubts over U.S. commitments and Putin undeterred, expect more quiet reforms, longer reserve duties, gender-neutral drafts, and tighter tracking. Young Europeans, especially men, face a new question in 2026. In an era of hybrid wars and great power rivalry, how much personal freedom are we willing to trade for collective security? The answer will define the next decade of the continent. Germany blinked on the bureaucracy. But the underlying urgency? It's only growing louder. Word count: approximately 680,000. Reading time: approximately 5 minutes. Sources drawn from official statements and major reporting as of early May 2026. Policies evolve fast. Always verify with your local Bundeswehr center or equivalent.